So if you've just joined, you're very welcome to our new Wellbeing workshop. My name's Catherine. I am the Regional Coordinator for Scotland and Northern Ireland with Leukaemia Care. I'll be hosting tonight, and we have 3 guest speakers along with us tonight who are going to be sharing bits of information and some resources that can help you to manage your physical and mental well-being positively. You will notice if you've joined our support groups before, this is a little bit of a different format, so we won't be able to see you on the screen. That's because we're recording this session, but you should be able to access our chat box. If you need to put any comments or any questions in at any point, feel free to use that. We can see the chat box, and so can everyone else that's watching the webinar. I have with me today Marguerite in the top corner. Marguerite works with Macmillan Cancer Care. And a bit later, we're going to be joined by Pinky, who's going to talk about ACT therapy and ways that you can help to promote your kind of positive mental health. And Sarah is going to join us lastly to talk about armchair yoga and some mindfulness practices that can help you with your physical well-being and also help you with things like your stress levels as well. So I'm just going to pass over to Marguerite, who's going to do a bit of a talk, and she'll tell you a bit more about what she does.
Perfect. Thanks, Catherine. Hi, everyone. I am Marguerite. Sorry, my lighting's not the best. My big head is blocking the light, but hopefully you can see me all right. I am going to share some slides that I have. But I work for a charity called Enable, but I sit within the Macmillan team. I am the Macmillan community lead, and one of the programs that I lead on is Macmillan Move More, which is a physical activity service. So that is what I'm going to go through today. I'm just going to start with a bit of kind of talk about physical activity, why it's important, some top tips to help you get active, and then we will finish with a 15-minute gentle exercise session. And I will show standing and seated options so that everyone can join in the session. All right. Perfect. So I'm sure you've all been told many times before that exercise is good for you, but I just wanted to explain why it's particularly beneficial for you, during and after cancer treatment. So there's a lot of research and lots of evidence out there to show that being physically active can help to manage some of the negative side effects associated with cancer and its treatments. So the list I'm going to go through is not exhaustive. It's just only a few of the benefits I've chosen to go through today. So the first is that it can help to reduce fatigue, and I'm going to talk about this benefit in a bit more detail later. Because there's just a lot of research and lots of studies out there to show that being active can help to counter the feeling of fatigue. Lots of cancer treatments reduce your strength and your physical function. So being active after treatment is an effective way to help recover physical function, including building muscle strength, improving cardiovascular fitness, and increasing your abilities to do your day-to-day things. It can reduce the risk of other health problems. So this benefit is for everyone. It's not just for those who are living with and beyond cancer, because a lack of physical activity increases the risk of other health conditions. So it's important that we all move to minimize this risk. It can help to improve mental well-being, so it can help you relax, take your mind off things, reduce your stress levels, all which impacts your mental well-being and how you're feeling. As I said, it helps to reduce stress. It helps to manage weight. So some treatments do cause weight gain, and I think most people know that physical activity can help people to maintain their weight and lose weight. But some treatments also do result in unintentional weight loss. And although it sounds contradictory to what we've probably always been told, exercise actually stimulates our appetite. So if you are one of the ones that are losing weight in response to treatment, exercise can help to boost your metabolism, boost your appetite, and help to boost muscle. So, you know, whether you're looking to maintain weight, lose weight, or put on weight, exercise can help you with that. It really just depends on the type of exercise that you're doing. So kind of aerobic exercise, strength training, that plays a big impact. So like I said, this is quite a short list, and I didn't want to go into too much detail, but just a little overview of some of the benefits that exercise can have. And I'm sure you were aware of some of those already. It's obviously easier said than done, saying I'm going to exercise. There are often various barriers for everyone to being active. So whether you have undergone or you're currently undergoing cancer treatment or not. So for everyone, for the general population, common barriers include, you know, lack of motivation, lack of confidence, time that it takes to exercise, you know, the distance. If you like to go to the gym or do an exercise class, that can kind of impact your day. And we only have so many hours in the day, obviously, and exercise isn't always prioritized. So for those that are living with and beyond cancer, not only do you have those common barriers that a lot of us experience, you also have a lot of added barriers in there. And those are obviously your treatment side effects. So fatigue, which I'm going to go through, if you suffer with nausea, any gastro issues, any kind of pain or discomfort, you've got all those added barriers that you need to consider and try and manage in terms of physical activity. So like I said, one of the main barriers is fatigue. So this is quite often the main barrier that I see for people who join the Move More service. It's the most common side effect of cancer treatment, and it makes being active and doing kind of your day-to-day activities really, really difficult. I'm sure a lot of you have probably experienced or are currently experiencing fatigue. And you know that when you're feeling that exhaustion, that low in energy, the last thing you think you want to be doing is being active. And I completely understand that. However, it is actually one of the most effective ways to overcome fatigue. So it is a little bit of a catch-22 situation. You know, you're really tired, low in energy, that can affect your mood as well. You have no motivation to do anything, but being active in the long term is actually going to help you manage that fatigue. So how exactly does it work? Well, first, it helps to increase your fitness levels, meaning that you have more energy. So during physical activity, the body requires more energy than normal, or when we're at rest. So when we're just sitting here like we are now. And so the body must work harder to get oxygen to muscle and create that energy that we need. So after a few weeks, the body is used to that extra demand that exercise or physical activity is causing. And so this is why exercise seems hard at first, but gets easier over time the more we do it as we build our fitness and stamina up. So it's the same at all fitness levels. No one can just go out and run a marathon straight away. Everyone that just completed the London Marathon over the weekend, that would have been months and months of training for them to actually go out and achieve that. So when we do activities less intense than the physical activity, or such as our day-to-day activity, so doing your grocery shop, doing your housework, if you've got stairs in your home, going up and down the stairs, those day-to-day things, they are going to feel like less effort because we can create that energy more easily, and therefore we're less tired as we're doing it and once we've done those tasks. So yeah, the fitter you are, the more efficient your body is at using that energy. And it's kind of more important than ever to kind of get your fitness to the highest level it can be, just so that the energy that you do have, you want to be able to use it as efficiently as possible. So physical activity also releases endorphins, also known as our feel-good hormones, which you may have heard of. So every time you move and be active, whether you're enjoying the activity or not, you're going to release some endorphins, and it's going to have that positive effect. So if you do a short bit of gentle exercise, which we'll do after I finish speaking, we're going to release some endorphins and you're going to get a short energy boost, hopefully. It also improves your mental well-being, which does affect our physical well-being. So when you're feeling in a bit of a low mood, it does make you feel tired. It often makes you not want to kind of go out and do anything. That kind of exacerbates the fatigue, makes us feel more tired. So those feel-good hormones are going to have quite a big impact if we get up and we do a walk, we do a chore around the house. Physical activity also improves the quality of your sleep. So particularly if you're active in daylight hours, so it can improve your length of sleep and also how deep your sleep is. So that will make you feel more rested and help with the fatigue as well. So yeah, that's kind of how physical activity can help to manage your fatigue. It is really difficult to get started. And like I said, when you are fatigued, the last thing you think you want to be doing is getting out and about, but small steps. And we'll kind of go through how we start to build motivation to get moving. Because this is kind of, the motivation is really important it's going to help us start, but it's also going to help us keep going once we are active. So my tip for finding your motivation is thinking of what's important to you right now and why. So it's going to be quite individual. These are just a few examples that I often see in my movement consultations. So often people say that as they're nearing the end of their cancer treatment or they've finished their cancer treatment, they want to get their independence back and they want to be able to do things with their loved ones, and they don't want to be limited by their lack of fitness or their lack of strength to do these things. So by doing some activity when you can, no matter how long it is, 5 minutes is great. That's going to be help you to be able to do the things that you've been waiting to do. Also for many people, it's important to maintain their mental well-being. So if you're having some time for a walk by yourself, or you're going to an exercise class, or you are kind of just spending some time doing housework. I know housework's not overly fun, but the fact that you're doing it is great. It's getting some movement. That's kind of some time for yourselves to be able to do the things that you want to do and maintain some of that independence, which in turn will help with your mental well-being. So think of kind of what's important to you right now and how being active can help you with that, because most cases, if you think deeply about it, being active and movement and increasing your activity levels in some way is going to help you achieve that goal of what you want to do. And yeah, that's kind of the first step to finding your motivation. Once you've found your motivation, it's all about kind of setting goals so that you have something to work towards. So yeah, the best way to achieve big goals is to take small steps. So yeah, setting goals is very helpful to get you active in the first place and then keep you active and keep you motivated as well. So they are useful for beginners like ourselves, and they are also used with experienced athletes. So yeah, you may have heard of SMART goals, which are setting kind of smaller goals for yourself, which are achievable and realistic for you at the minute, and then you kind of build on these goals. So like I said, think about what you can do now, and then that's your smaller goal, and then what do you want to do sometime in kind of the future, and that's your long-term goal. So that's the goal you want to work towards. So it's all about having a big goal and breaking it down into smaller chunks. Now again, this is another thing that's going to be very individual. We're all different. We're all going to have a different start point, a different end point. We all want different things. So I will go through an example on the next slide, just as an idea of how to set goals, but obviously think about what's important to you and what you want to be able to do. And really importantly, don't try and do too much too soon. Like I said, small goals are great, baby steps. So this is just an example of breaking a goal down. So finding the motivation of why you want to be active. I would like to do my own shopping again and not rely on my children. So yeah, being able to do own shopping, that independence is coming in there. What do I need to do this? Well, I need to improve my stamina so I can walk continuously for 30 minutes and strength in my arms to carry the shopping bags. And then how will I achieve this? Well, I want to work for 30 minutes, but I can't quite do that yet. So I'm going to start with 10 minutes around my estate 3 times a week. I'm going to gradually build up to 30 minutes by just adding a couple of minutes a week. And then for the strength for the shopping bags, I'm going to do the Move More DVD or any other type of strength exercises 2 times a week to start getting that strength up. So you've kind of got the long-term goal of doing your own shopping, having some independence. You've kind of decided what you need, stamina and strength, and then you've figured out a realistic and achievable way of how you're going to do that. So yeah, it's really important to break it down like that. Hopefully that makes sense. What activity is best? Anything that raises your heart rate, anything that you enjoy. I think one of the most important things with physical activity is you want to enjoy doing it. That's going to help in the long term with actually continuing with that activity. There's no point doing an activity that you dread going to every single day because it's just not feasible to do it long term. And like I said, the important thing is building up gradually, nice and slow. So these are the recommended guidelines. It may look like a bit much on the screen. I'll break it down. You may have already seen this before. Someone may have already told this to you. These are kind of the guidelines for everyone, for the general population. They are what is considered the goal to maintain good health. So if you're starting out or you're new to exercise or you've taken a break from exercise, you just don't know where to start, I would recommend the bottom column in red there, which is sitting less. So that's just breaking up your time of inactivity. So if you're watching TV, if you're reading a book, on the computer, working, we can go quite long periods of time, myself included, with not moving. And so what I would do is I'll set a kind of timer on my phone once an hour, just so it goes off and it reminds myself, yes, I need to stand up, I need to walk around the room for a minute or two, I need to do some marches, some stretching, just so we are breaking up that period of sitting. It doesn't have to be anything extremely strenuous to start with, just marching on the spot, moving the body around, a very good place to start. Once you're in that routine, then we can start kind of building up to these guidelines here. So the first column is all about aerobic exercise. And so that is physical activity that increases the heart rate and the body's use of oxygen. It improves a person's physical fitness. So it's recommended that we all do 150 minutes of moderate intensity per week, which works out to be 30 minutes on 5 days a week. But of course, you can break down that 150 minutes a week in any way that you like. Moderate intensity is exercise at a level that your heart rate is beating faster than when you're at rest. You're breathing a bit heavier than normal. A good way to remember this is you can hold a conversation with someone when you're doing that exercise, but you can't sing along to your favorite song. So if you can hold a conversation, you're going at a good pace. If you can sing along to a song, you're probably more at a low intensity. So examples of this are brisk walking, if you're doing more of the strenuous gardening and swimming. I do recognize 150 minutes of exercise if you're just starting out, or if you're going through active treatment, or even if you've just finished treatment. That is a lot to do in a week. So it's important to start low and build up your activity levels gradually. So remember, any movement is better than nothing at all. So 5 minutes here and there throughout the day, throughout the week, that's going to have benefits. That's going to slowly start building up your fitness so that you'll be able to do more and more activity over the course of the day and the week as time goes on. The middle column is all about building up strength. So activity that builds strength in your muscles, your bones, your joints. This is recommended on 2 days a week. So these can be structured activities like going to the gym or going to exercise classes, but they can also be less structured, like doing your own shopping, carrying your shopping bags. If you've got stairs at home, going up and down the stairs, you probably do that all the time when you're at home. If you're out and about and there's the option of stairs or the lift, going for the stairs over the lift, that's kind of ways that you can start adding strength into your day. So it doesn't have to be anything super structured to start with. And the last column is exercises to improve balance, which help to reduce your chance of falling. So again, this is on 2 days a week. And again, it can include structured balance classes. Tai Chi is a good one, dancing, and you can see bowling down there as well. Stretching is also really good for balance. Perfect. So yeah, so that's a bit of an overview. So yeah, just focus on sitting less, doing a bit more movement in the day, incorporate activities that start to build up your fitness, get your heart rate up a little bit, getting some strength exercises in there. And yeah, hopefully that helps. And then just some tips to get active. Because it can be very overwhelming to get started or to get back into it. Or even if you are active and you're maybe at a bit of a plateau and you don't quite know where to go now, hopefully some of these tips and practical advice will help you. So this first one I have said continuously, but it's one of the most important ones, and it's to build up gradually. And also with that is finding something that's right for you. So you all have different bodies, gone through different treatments, most likely. It's just finding the best place to start that's right for you personally. And you're building up on that slowly. Remember, start low, progress slow. Any movement is better than nothing. That's kind of the takeaway from this talk. Just do something you enjoy and just slowly build on it day by day, week by week. Listen to your body, another really important one. I've been through the recommended guidelines just before, but if your body is telling you 30 minutes is too much for you that day, it's okay to pace yourself. Listen to your body. No one can tell you more than your own body can whether something is right or not that day. So some days you're going to be able to do 30 minutes of activity. Some days you're going to manage 5. That's okay. It's all about pacing yourself, balance as you kind of get into the routine and finding your groove with it. Any activity is better than nothing, whether it's kind of moving around the house, dancing to the radio, going for a walk. It's always going to have some benefit to you. Think about achievable and realistic goals that are right for you at the minute. Set those smaller goals and then kind of think of kind of bigger goals that you want to work towards. Think about the benefits of being active, the improved sleep, the feel-good hormones, the improved mood, reduce fatigue, and keep setting those goals, improving your fitness, and just making your day-to-day activities that little bit easier to do. Remember that day-to-day activities, such as walking, gardening, housework, shopping, they all count as physical activity. So yeah, they're all us moving our body and building on our fitness. So they definitely count. Track your progress. This is a really important one, especially when you're first starting out with something. Sometimes you may feel like you're not getting anywhere, but if you're kind of keeping a little record of what you're doing day by day, week by week, you can kind of look back on it maybe on those days where you're feeling a little bit demotivated, and you can see, oh wow, like 3 weeks ago I could only walk 10 minutes continuously. Now I can walk 15 minutes continuously. So having something to look back on just to keep that motivation up is really important. I think Catherine has sent around the kind of online Move More pack that actually comes with a 12-week war chart, which I would recommend kind of printing out, popping it on your fridge or on a table or the bench somewhere, just so that you see it and you write down what activity you've done that day, and you can kind of track what you've done over a 3-month period. You'd be quite surprised at what you can achieve. And kind of with that one is trying not to get disheartened and be patient with yourself. You know, you may have been active prior to your diagnosis, and it can be a little bit disheartening to think how much fitness you've lost, or that you're not able to quite do the same things anymore. Be patient with yourself, keep progressing, be nice to yourself, and hopefully you'll start to see those benefits. Just check the time. So normally this is where I would plug Move More, but unfortunately we are actually closed to referrals at the minute. Our current funding stream has come to an end, and so we will be closing at the end of June. However, we do have physical activity classes that will be going post-June. So if you live in the Wandsworth Borough in London, or you're registered with a GP in Wandsworth, and you're interested in cancer-specific exercise classes, either face-to-face or online, please do get in touch, because we still have those available. If you are not in the Wandsworth Borough, these are just some other physical activity support options. There's Paul's Cancer Support, which is based in Battersea. There's Maggie's, which you've probably heard of all across the UK. There's Shine Cancer Support for people in their 20s, 30s and 40s. There's lots of walking groups. And also, probably if you're not aware of it, you might be Cancer Care Map, great resource to help find local exercise support for you. And you can kind of filter it down by distance and what exactly you're after. So yeah, just type in exercise with your postcode and you should hopefully be able to find something. All right, I think that took me on longer than I expected it to, but I am hopefully going to go through a gentle exercise session. Let me exit this so you can see my whole. Hopefully that all made sense, and now hopefully the moment of truth. This room is so dark, so hopefully you can see me okay. Okay, it seems to lighten up a little bit. All right, we are going to go through about 15 minutes if it's okay. I'm just going to time it. Taking a snippet of what I would normally do in an online class. Please join in if you can. I'm going to show a standing option, a seated option, and yeah, just do what you can. I'm just going to set my timer up somewhere. There we go, hopefully. So we're going to do 6 exercises, a minute each. We'll have a break, and then we'll do it again, and then we're done with me. Perfect. So sitting or standing up, nice and tall. I'll show the seated option. All right, I want you to start by just marching on the spot. Bringing up those knees, swinging your arms. All right, it's exactly the same if you're seated. You are marching in your chair. Good. If you can't quite do the upper and lower body, you can just let your hands hang to the side of your body, or you can pop your hands on your hips. That is okay. Same if you're seated, you can just let your hands hang to the side of your body if you just want to do your knees. Good. All right, we've got 20 seconds left for our marching. All right. We're going to switch over in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're standing, I want you to step from side to side, 1 step. And then if you want to add in your arms, you're going to just pop them out in front, both arms, or 1 arm is fine. If you're seated, this one requires a bit more coordination. You're going to stick with your knee lifts like you were doing in marching, but this time you're going to add the arms, so either both arms out with each knee lift, or again, you can do the single arm just if you want. Good. If you're standing, if you just want to bend your knees slightly as you're stepping the whole time, just to engage your lower body a little bit more. Good. You can obviously go at your own pace as you're doing the steps. You go nice and fast if you're up for it, or slow and controlled. Good. All right, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you're standing, you're going to tap back, toe tap back, and then I want you to add in a bicep curl, so you're bending your elbows to bring your hands to your shoulders. Good. If you're seated, you're also going to do the bicep curl, but instead of the heel tap, the toe tap back, you're going to do a heel tap forwards. Good. So moving the upper body and the lower body. Good. And if you're standing and you're thinking this is a bit too easy, you can add a lunge in. So you can do a lunge and a bicep curl. If you're seated and you're thinking this is a bit too easy, you're going to go double heel tap out. Both heels out at the same time with your bicep curl. Good. So always lots of options. All right, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you're standing, I just want you to do a squat. As low or shallow as you want in the squat. Good. If you're seated, instead of squats, you're going to do leg extensions. So that's straightening out one leg, down, straightening out the other leg, down. Alternating legs. Good. And squats if you're standing. Good work. All right, I'm conscious of time, so we'll just do 5 exercises, have a break, and then do those again. I'll get rid of the 6th exercise. All right. So last exercise in 3, 2, 1. That's our upper body. That's punching. If you're standing, bend your knees slightly. Straight back, look ahead and punching. Seated, also up nice and straight. Looking straight ahead and punching. Good. You can do an upwards punch if you like. Or forwards. All right, we will take a minute's break after this. It's getting quite warm. All right, good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab a quick drink if you need. We'll do those 5 more. And yeah, you can switch. You don't have to do the standing or the seated option if that's what you were doing before. If you want to mix it up and try the other exercises, please do. All right. If you need a longer break, please take one. Just join back in when you're ready. I'll start back in about 15 seconds for those who are ready to get back into it. Five seconds, and then we'll do those 5 exercises. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to march on the spot again. If you can, try and get those knees up a little bit higher. Maybe swinging your arms a little bit higher as well. Same if you're seated. Good. Well done. If you need, you can take breaks, grab a drink. Right. About 10 seconds left of this one, and then we'll move to the next exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're standing, it's back to our side step. Arms forward, knees slightly bent, remember. Seated, coordination again, knee lifts, and then arms or single arm. Good. Remember, if you just want to do the upper or the lower body for any of these exercises, that's fine. Like I said, most important thing is just to move. Okay, so adjust the exercises as you need. All right, we're almost there for this one. 3 more exercises to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you're standing, you're going back to your toe tap back. You can see my feet, hopefully, and a bicep curl. If you're seated, remember it's a heel tap forwards and bicep curl, or double tap forwards. Make it a little bit harder. Or you've got the lunge if you're standing to make it a bit harder. Good. We're almost there. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, lower body. If you're standing, squats. Doesn't have to be a deep squat, it can be just a very little knee bend, that's fine. Seated option, back to your leg extensions. So you are straightening one leg up, down, straightening the other leg down. Good. Good work. We're over halfway for this one. We're moving into our punches to finish this gentle exercise session. Right, 10 seconds, we're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last exercise all together. It's punching. Everyone nice straight back, looking straight ahead, punching forwards or upwards. If you are punching upwards, just tilt the head slightly. If you're standing, bend your knees slightly. Same if you're seated or upwards. All right, last big push. We've got 30 seconds. This is the last exercise. All right, final 15 seconds. Keep going. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, everyone that took part. That is me done and dusted. I think I went 5 minutes over my time, I'm sorry. But hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully those feel good hormones making a big impact. But yeah, I think that is all from me. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Marguerite. And yes, I certainly found it very interesting. Nice to have this recorded for people that want to follow that along afterwards as well. As Marguerite mentioned, we will send out some Macmillan resources and some of the booklets that highlight some of the information in Marguerite's talk to you all afterwards as well. I know you need to drop off now, but thanks very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
We're going to move on to Pinky. I will let Pinky introduce herself, and I know you're doing a bit of a talk as well, Pinky. I'm just going to spotlight Pinky for everyone so that you can see Pinky as well when she's talking.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pinky and I'm an occupational therapist. I trained in Oxford and I have a master's degree at King's College London. on psychology and neuroscience of mental health. And I've worked in mental health and well-being for over 30 years. I am an acceptance and commitment therapy practitioner. And I'll just tell you a little bit about the work I do. I have my own private practice called the Wellness Script. I am a co-founder of this private service alongside with my husband, who is a blood cancer doctor. So I provide individual therapy, and we run workshops throughout the year where we educate and empower individuals on how they can influence their own well-being so they can make positive life choices and benefit from good physical and mental health. Our work is also involved raising awareness on the holistic approach to cancer care with healthcare professionals, pharmaceutical companies, and charities. So last year, I completed a successful pilot providing both group and individual therapy for members of the charity CLL Support. CLL stands for Chronic Lymphocytic Leukemia. So CLL Support is a charity created by members to support other members. The pilot last year was successful. And so this year, CLL Support have rolled out a bi-monthly drop-in sessions and one-to-one support for the members of the charity, and I deliver that service for the charity. I am just going to talk to you about how cancer affects you psychologically, and it affects people in different ways, but as I go through my talk, you probably recognize some things. So one of the first things that people say is that they were traumatized when they were diagnosed. And this is not surprising. There was actually a study done, a cross-sectional study done on patients with relapsed cancer, and they reported that they were traumatized when they were diagnosed and then when they had a relapse. So traumatic stress was experienced with repeated cycles of relapse and retreatment, and that's seen as a major stressor for people with cancer. They report feelings of anxiety versus the cancer-specific stress relating, specifically their cancer, and also the anxiety about the effects of treatment for those who are undergoing treatment or just about to undergo treatment. Then the feelings of uncertainty. There's the experience that they try to get back to normal after their cancer treatment when it ends. And although the crisis is over, the sense of security is shattered, and they're left feeling unsettled and vulnerable, often wondering if the cancer will come back and when will it come back and were they really fully healed. And there's also cancer patients who have ongoing treatment, for example, people with metastatic breast cancer, who say that the enduring trauma of the cancer treatment is never really over for them. So the uncertainty and the stress they experience can sustain the experience of trauma and affect both physical and psychological health. Then there's the feelings of isolation. COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted for many patients the immunocompromised situation and the risk for severe infections. And it has actually changed the way some people work and the way they socialize. I know that from the people I work with CLL, a lot of them have stopped mixing with other people. They don't go out or they don't invite people around, and they start working from home or change the way they work, especially if the job entails face-to-face interaction with the public. So with the loss of social support, they also lose the normalcy of life. And so with the physical isolation and the psychological isolation, the world starts to become smaller. The other symptom they say is fatigue, which is the most common complaint. And because fatigue, as the disease progresses, fatigue increases and it affects the quality of life. And this impacts on feelings of well-being. So they report feelings of low mood, they experience low mood. And so the focus at this point becomes the disease, which actually is only one part of yourselves, and you lose sight of your wholeness. So my role as a therapist is to remind people I work with of their wholeness. because it is important to see beyond medicines and beyond your disease. And so this is where the holistic approach comes from that I educate my patients about. So this preoccupation, which sometimes is called stress, is not just one thing, it's multidimensional. So what is stress? I'll just talk very briefly about stress. Stress is the body's response to physical, mental, and emotional pressure. So when you experience stress, you have a raised blood pressure, the increased heart rate, and the increased blood sugar levels. There's also accompanied by feelings of frustration, anxiety, anger, or depression. But because stress is a normal part of life, we human beings are evolved to adapt to stress. But when stress is unremitting, the levels of cortisol in the body will be high. And a few things happen in the brain and in the body, and they start to experience mental and physical problems that alter biological functions. So a study was done on patients with CLL in 2018. They took blood samples, and they demonstrated that they had high levels of cellular cytokine and chemokine markers, which are stress markers linked to progressive disease in CLL. So what can you do? So lifestyle changes can be helpful, looking at the 4 pillars of health, of nutrition, exercise, relaxation, and sleep. There is little known about the impact of lifestyle changes in cancer diagnosis. Lifestyle changes can help reduce the health problems that can develop that could worsen your cancer symptoms. But if you look at what you eat and how much exercise you do and how much relaxation and how much sleep you have, it could help you, especially when you're undergoing your treatment, respond better with your treatment. Now I'm going to talk about the psychological strategies that you could do, the simple tools and strategies that you can do to help yourself. So one of the things that I recommend is keeping connections. So in moments of stress, your brain and your body want you to connect with others, and it moves you in that direction of connection. For example, if you receive bad news or you get upset about something, our automatic response is to talk to someone about it, is to pick up the phone and to ring someone. But there are also times when we feel like shutting down. You don't want to talk to anyone, and it's the feeling that you want to protect yourself, and sometimes you want to run away from it and escape the pain and just get away from here. And both responses are totally natural instincts. Shutting down increases your cortisol levels. If you remember the study that I just talked about, the stress markers, these are the friends of cortisol. And actually, these stress hormones contribute to the spread of cancer and its survival in your body. So if you can choose which stress response, I would say choose connection. We are evolved as social creatures. Connection seems to be a powerful boost in creating feelings of well-being. Stress actually makes you social. When we are stressed, we release a hormone called oxytocin, which maybe some of you would have heard is called the cuddle hormone. It makes us do things that strengthens close relationships. And oxytocin is a stress hormone. And so when oxytocin is released in the stress response, it motivates you to seek support. And oxytocin doesn't only act in your brain and in your body, it helps the heart cells regenerate and help heal from any stress-induced damage. So this stress hormone strengthens your heart. So it also improves your immunity. It calms the nervous system and helps regulate your stress responses. So the more you do behaviors that encourage connection with others, the more you feel the benefits of oxytocin. Human connection actually makes you more resilient. So your stress response has a mechanism to help you become resilient. So what are the things that you can do for yourself? Make sure that you talk to someone every day, even if it's just to meet someone for a walk, or to go to, if you live by yourself, you know, and you don't go out, go to the local shop, say hello when you buy, you know, when you buy things, say hello to people you meet on the street, or join a class or a support group. There was a study found that they studied moms, highly stressed moms. They studied highly stressed moms with children with disabilities. And there were two sets of mothers, one who went to support groups and a set of moms who didn't go to any support groups. And they measured the telomeres of these mothers, and they found that the telomeres of the mothers who went to support groups were well preserved. I'll talk about the telomeres in a minute. So seeking support is really helpful to us, and making connections with other people. Ringing family or friends through FaceTime, WhatsApp, or Zoom. Sometimes I think we worry about bothering people about, you know, our illness, or we feel a bit awkward talking to people. And actually, you have to think about how about if that friend that you wanted to talk to needed you, would you say to them, well, I'm not really interested in talking to you today? You wouldn't. If you know that they needed to talk to someone and they needed to talk to you, you would be more than happy to talk to them. And actually, it makes you feel good when you help someone. So you're actually gifting them the opportunity to also help you and to feel good about themselves. And the other way is giving a hug, touch, you know, hugging your children, your partner, or your friends. For those of you who feel comfortable with that, it's really, really important to have those close connections. The next thing I would talk about is mindfulness. So I think the best way to explain mindfulness to you is to do a little exercise. Okay, I know you've done an exercise. This is a sitting exercise. I'm not going to ask you to do anything strenuous. So start by imagining a thought or a feeling that you are struggling with right now. And this can be a specific situation, like a conflict at work or in your relationships. And I'd like you to place your hands in front of you with the palms facing up like an open book. And imagine that these are your thoughts and feelings. Okay, now raise your hands towards your face and cover your eyes. Okay, don't move your hands away from your face until I tell you. So see how much of your life you can still see and engage in. In this state, with your hands in front of your face, how easy, can you just imagine how easy it is to interact with someone or of some people in your life with your hands in your face like this? It's quite difficult, isn't it? That's what it's like when you get caught up by your thoughts and feelings. Can you think about what you are missing out right now with your hands covering your face? During this meeting, how easy or difficult do you find it to focus your attention on the things that you would like to be participating in, like the exercise regime that Marguerite just did? If there is something important to be done, could you do it with your hands covering your face? When you are caught up in your thoughts about the past or the future, this is what happens, and we cannot engage in the present. Now, I'd like you to now move your hands slowly away from your face. And what do you notice? You can see a little bit more now, but your hands are still blocking your view. And now what I'd like you to do is gradually keep moving your hands further away from your face and put your hands on your lap. And notice how much easier it is now to engage with me and with anyone else that might be around you. Your thoughts are still very much here. They're on your lap because they're represented by your hands. But you can distance yourself from them in a way that enables you to see and do other things again. If there isn't anything useful we can do with our thoughts and feelings right at this moment, we can just let them sit there and not allow them to keep us from the things we enjoy about our life or the things we need to do to make our lives work for us. And that is what mindfulness teaches you. Studies have shown that mindfulness practice can reduce stress and inflammation and prevents chromosomal damage that is caused by cancer. It increases telomere length. So telomere are the protective caps on the ends of your DNA that predict lifestyle. So mindfulness is actually a set of skills that helps you step back from your internal experiences. So we don't get caught up with them, so we can put our energies instead to what we are doing. Mindfulness is not relaxation. It's actually a state of being aware and fully present in the moment, not getting caught up with the past or the future. In a non-judgmental way, in an accepting attitude, it's not trying to get rid of the thoughts or feelings, but it's accepting them because they're part of you, they're part of life. And it involves paying attention to what is happening around and within us without being distracted by past or future events. And mindfulness is often cultivated through practices like meditation, breathing exercises, and yoga meditation and other techniques that cultivate awareness and presence. And they have been shown to show a wide range of benefits for mental and physical well-being. I'm not going to show you, I normally show people how to do mindfulness, but I think the next session is going to, the next speaker is going to show you how to do mindfulness. There is also a growing body of evidence that suggests that mindfulness practice can provide benefits for people with cancer. First, it reduces stress. It can help reduce stress and anxiety that are accompanied by cancer diagnosis. Meditation practices like mindfulness practice, like meditation and deep breathing, have been shown to lower the stress hormone cortisol and reduce anxiety. Mindfulness can improve the quality of your life because cancer and all its treatments can take a toll on your physical and emotional well-being. And mindfulness practices can help improve the overall quality of life by reducing symptoms of depression, fatigue, and pain. It also helps enhance your immune function because chronic stress, unremitting stress, can weaken your immune system, and your immune system is already compromised, and it makes it harder for the body to fight off cancer cells. So mindfulness practice can help boost the immune function by reducing stress and promoting relaxation. It can help improve sleep. Many people with cancer experience sleep disturbances, which can further exacerbate symptoms. So mindfulness practices can help improve sleep quality and reduce insomnia. It can also help increase your resilience. A cancer diagnosis can be a traumatic experience that can leave you feeling helpless and overwhelmed. And mindfulness practice can help build resilience by teaching you to stay present, focused on the present, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. So overall, the benefits of mindfulness are many and varied by reducing stress, improving your quality of life, boosting your immune function, enhancing your sleep, and building resilience. It can help you better cope with your diagnosis and treatment, and often lead to better outcomes. The last thing that I would suggest to do is gratitude. When we are ill, we focus on what's going wrong, and this is normal. It's how the brain reacts to ensure survival, but it doesn't help so practicing gratitude rewires the brain because it releases dopamine, which is the pleasure hormone, the reward pathway of the brain, that by focusing on what's right, you learn to appreciate the good in life. Okay, so one of the things that I would recommend that you do is to learn to appreciate 3 good things every day. There's an American professor in psychology, and she's called Barbara Fredrickson, and She discovered a positive to negative emotions ratio, and it takes three positives to overcome one negative perspective. So recounting 3 good things at the end of each day for 21 days has been shown to improve well-being. So these are simple things you can put into practice to help reduce stress. And the thing is, they're free and they don't have side effects. And as I said earlier, the therapy that I provide is based on acceptance and commitment therapy. And ACT has been shown to be an effective psychological approach to help people manage the worry, anxiety, and stress associated with long-term physical health conditions. It's actually in the same family as cognitive behavior therapy, but instead of changing your thoughts and changing your thoughts, it's learning to accept your thoughts and the challenges that you have and acknowledging that they're part of life. And with ACT, you learn to increase psychological flexibility so you can respond in more meaningful ways when life challenges happen. I am an author of a web-based tool called Support ACT. Support ACT is a collection of emotional well-being exercises based on acceptance and commitment therapy. And I actually developed it for the charity CLL Support. And you can find Support ACT on the CLL Support website. So that's it actually from me. Thank you very much. I don't know if there's questions are for later, aren't they?
Thanks, Pinky. I will just address the chat. I don't think we have any questions at the moment. If anyone does have any questions, you can pop them in the chat box. We just have someone has said, thank you so much for your talk. They found it very useful and timely. I would agree with that. It is very useful and I think helps to give people a different perspective on how to live well with your diagnosis. So thank you, Pinky. The chat box is open. If anyone does have questions as we go along, please feel free to pop them in. And as I said, we will hand over to Sarah, who is our last speaker. If you have any kind of comments or questions as we go along, please feel free to use that. I'm just going to spotlight you now, Sarah. And I
Hi,
will
everybody.
hand over to you.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. And my name is Sarah, and I am the owner and founder of the company Flow With Me, which what I do is chair yoga. So my first question for you guys, and if you want to use the chat, I would love to hear who here has practiced chair yoga before. I know a lot of you might have heard of yoga, but chair yoga is not that popular. What chair yoga is, as you can imagine, is yoga, but sitting on a chair. And the way it's done is because I find the benefits for yoga is for everybody, regardless of your fitness or your flexibility levels, okay? So I used to work in a company and I was sitting down for many, many hours and I found my back, my lower back, my shoulders, my neck were quite stiff and I didn't have time to go to the studio to practice yoga. And I saw my colleagues were the same. So I trained in Australia. It's very popular over there and I brought it over to Europe. I'm based in Ireland, but I cover classes worldwide. And one of the benefits is that it's not only for desk-bound people that I have a lot of my clients, but also for people with reduced mobility, the elderly, people with disabilities, or people that want to do a yoga practice, but they don't want to do it on the mat for whatever reason. You know, it would be more comfortable and more easier to do because it's adapted. Okay, so I can see some people have done it in person. Perfect, that's great. Our website as well, I find online it works really well. My next question, if you want to put it on the chat or just for yourself to think about, is how are your energy levels this evening from 1 to 10? Okay, let's put it in a scale. 1 being you are ready for bed, 10 you are ready to maybe go and I don't know, maybe go to climb a mountain. The reason I'm asking you this is to get an understanding and more important awareness. And I think what Marguerite was mentioning earlier is really, really important is each day, each moment, it might be different. The energy levels might be completely different and that's okay. And this is where self-care comes. It's not going and have candles and a nice bath. It's when being aware of where you are and what you can do and how you can support your body. Okay, so today's class is for beginners. I've done a really, really easy sequence. I'm gonna only use upper body. Okay, but you could do as well the legs, and if you want, Catherine will be sending some of my videos, so you will be able to do a full body chair yoga class. But for this evening, and because it's late in the evening, I'm gonna do just upper body and ending with a really nice relaxation at the end. Okay, every posture I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna be given different variations, so you can adapt it to what you like. This is your yoga practice. I'm going to be doing the different postures, but please listen to your body, connect with your body and see how it feels. And if today it feels to do the first variation, that's perfectly fine, okay? So I want you to be aware of that this is your class and it's up to you how far you want to go, okay? So for that reason, I think we'll all get comfortable, okay? You are all wearing comfortable clothes and you have a chair nearby. The chair I'm gonna be using doesn't have wheels or armrest. If your one has armrest, I'll give variations as well, so you keep that in mind as well, because that's what I love about chair yoga is that anybody can do it. We can support our body, and that way feel good. Because at the end of the day, I think when people say yoga, they hear is like, why do you do that? Because you want to feel good. So what about we start and get ready? Okay, so everybody, go on the chair. I'm gonna have it here. We're gonna start sitting towards the front edge of the chair. And everybody, one thing you are gonna need is a little bit of room around you. So if there is other people doing it with you at home, maybe your family or friends are joining you, just have enough space that you can all move, okay? We're gonna sit towards the front edge of the chair, placing the feet flat on the ground or on the mat. We're gonna be lifting the toes, pressing down through the heels and bringing the toes down. The hands, we're gonna make fists, place them together in between the knees, so that way we have hip width distance apart. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, roll them back and down. We'll do it again. Inhale, roll them up, roll them back and down. We're gonna place the hands by the side, okay? But what I want to give you is a really nice tip. If you're ever sitting down and you want a good posture, imagine you were wearing a hoodie, okay? And you have a zip. So let's gonna zip our hoodie, lift it all the way up, inhaling. And as we exhale, bring the zip down. Exhale through your mouth. Let's do it again. Inhale through the nose as we lift the zip all the way up. And exhale, bring it down. One more time. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling down. We're going to place our hands face and down, okay, on our lap. Shoulders up, roll them back and down. And we're going to start by coming into the now. What Pinky was saying earlier. What you can control is the now, how we feel. So we'll take an inhale for 3, for 2, for 1. And as we exhale for 3, for 2, for 1. You're going to notice how your abdomen expands as we inhale for 3, 2, 1. And how it sinks back down as you exhale. Breathing in. If you want, I invite you to close your eyes and breathing out. Inhale again. And exhale. Right here, right now, this evening, we are together doing this chair yoga practice. And noticing how our abdomen is moving up and down. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. When you're ready, opening the eyes. We're going to start with the neck. Inhaling to the right. And as you exhale towards the left. Very gentle. And again, notice how your neck feels. Is there any tension? Inhale into the tension. And as you exhale, let it all go. All that tension, let it go. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. When you come to the center, let's look up to the ceiling. Imagine you had an orange, or okay, or a mandarin behind your neck so you don't go too far, okay? Just a little bit, inhaling. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring the chin towards the chest. Exhale out. Inhaling, looking up. Again, look at where the wall and the ceiling, that's lying there, where they meet, so you don't go too far. And exhaling, look in between your knees, the floor maybe, your feet if you're barefoot, or your shoes. You're wearing your shoes at home, maybe, and exhale. One more time. This time, we're gonna make what I call the half smile, okay? Let's get out all smiling. Inhaling, we're gonna go with our nose if you were drawing a smile to one side and on the other side. And if you want, give me a smile. It's a pity I cannot see you. Inhale to one side so we can feel a little bit of stretch on the side of the neck. And exhale. Breathing in. And breathe it out. And here I give you the option if you feel like maybe doing a full circle with your nose. So going to one side and now looking up and down. So we are doing the full circle to one side and down. Again, if you feel this is for you, you can do it. Or if you want to stay in the previous posture, that's okay too. Next time you are looking up, let's change direction and now look down and circle the other way. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. We go back to the center. We're going to start with the shoulders. Some of you might want to have the hands on your knees and just leave the shoulders a little bit, lift them up. Some of you might want to have the hands by the side, lift them up. And some of you might want to have hands in fists and lift them up here and exhaling. Like if the shoulders were going to touch your ears, inhaling and exhaling. Hands, maybe if you have the hands by the side, maybe stretching the fingers, and as you exhale, twist and push down. Notice the stretch on the shoulders and the neck. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale again and exhale. This time we're going to reach with the arms again, wherever you want, maybe up to here, or if you want, reaching with the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And in the exhale, we're going to open the arms by the side. One more time. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhaling, reaching up, lifting the arms towards the ceiling. Maybe the palms touch. And you give yourself a good applause for spending this evening with us here, learning tips of how to support yourself, your body, your well-being. Could have been doing something else and you chose to create the time for you, which is fantastic. So round of applause. And exhaling down. This time we're going to bring the arms to the front, okay? Instead of to the side, we're going to bring them to the front. And on the exhale, we're going to open. And some of you might want to stay here and touch the sides of the chair. Some of you might want to hold onto the back of the chair. Some of you might want to touch the hands at the back, okay? I'll let you choose whatever is more comfortable. So we'll go to the front, open to the side, or all the way to the back so we can open the chest here. Just we're doing this. If we do it here, it's fine. And exhaling to the front. One more time. Inhaling, open. Exhaling. Open the chest. And this time we're going to give ourselves a big, big hug, because as I was saying, it's fantastic that you made the time. So the hands might come closer to your elbows, or maybe all the way to give yourself a hug and notice the stretch at the back. I'll do it again. Inhaling, open. And on the exhale, we're going to give ourselves a big, 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 big hug. Maybe this time we'll bring the chin towards the chest like we did at the start. And relax. Open. Close. And bring the chin towards the chest as you relax. One last time. Inhaling. And closer. And exhale. One last time, open the arms and close and give yourself the big, 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 big hug. We're going to look after the hands as well. We're looking after all parts of our body. The hands, I find we tend to use them quite a lot, and sometimes we don't give the care that we need. So we're going to start with the wrist by making circles, maybe make a fist and doing circles to one side with both hands. And to the other side. And then sometimes for coordination, I say, okay, this side with the right hand, we go to one side, and with the left, we go to the other side. And now we do it. Now is when everybody gets really confused. Okay, bring the hands together. We're going to interlace the fingers and also work on the fingers and the wrist this time, giving ourselves maybe a massage, noticing how they are today, thanking them for helping you, maybe going shopping like Marguerite was saying earlier and carrying all the bags, or just by giving you the really soothing movement and touching the hands is really good. If we want to work a little bit more on the palms, maybe go to one side and maybe go to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. One last time. And exhale. We're going to lift the arms up. This time we're going to press the palms together and bring them down to our heart center. We're going to do this a little bit of a twist. So here I let you choose how far you want to go. We can twist to the right a little bit. Some of you might want to stay here and back to the center. And then we move to the other side and back to the center. Some of you might want to go a little bit more to the point that you can nearly see the side of your chair, okay, the back of the chair, and back to the center and to the other side, and back to the center. Or some of you might want to open the arms and stretch. You are twisting and back to the center, and then we can go to the other side and open big as you are twisting. And back to the center. So let's do it again. Inhaling, raising the arms up, palms touching, press down through the palms so you notice how you're engaging your core as you're bringing the hands to your heart center, and then choose what option. For me today, this is what feels good. I'll come to the side, back to the center, and to the other side. Back to the center, one more time, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhale again. And exhale. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to come towards the end of the chair yoga practice by placing the hands on our knees. We're going to work on the pelvis, okay? So we're going to do circles. And this one is fantastic to move all the energy. As I think Marguerite was saying earlier, so time we spend a lot of hours sitting down. If you can and you have the energy, stand up and even march on the spot, like she was saying. But if you don't have the energy to do that, even if you just do a couple of circles, you can do very small circles or very big circles, go to one direction. It's really going to help you to stretch your lower back. Some of you might want to stay here, maybe go to the side and back. And we can change direction and go the other way. You breathe in, and as you breathe out, Notice if there is any tension in your lower back from sitting down, inhaling onto that area. Notice, even if you place the hand, you can feel it like it expands. And as you exhale, let it go for through the mouth. Inhale again. And exhale. One more time. Inhaling. And exhaling. One last time. Breathing in. And breathing out. We'll come back to the sitting position. And we're going to end the class with a really nice meditation practice. So for some of you that you might not have meditated before, you might feel like, oh my God, I don't want to sit down with a cross-legged and say, no, there's many different ways of doing meditation. Pinky was mentioning as well that there is different ways of doing mindfulness. Mindfulness is staying in the present, in the now. It could be walking meditation. It could be sitting down meditation, lying on your back if it's something that you feel more comfortable. And it's basically being present. And then you can do into a relaxation with, sometimes with the guided meditation, it will give you into that state where your parasympathetic nervous system completely relaxes. And that's when you feel really good. Okay, so I'm going to show you one that I really, really like. Okay, that is a breathing technique with the fingers. I call it the finger breathing meditation. And I'll do as well a guided meditation where I go through the different parts. So the breathing meditation with the fingers, I like it because you can do it. Also, the kids can do it, or the elderly as well. And what it is we're going to be using my index finger. I'm going to be going breathing in. I'm going to be touching the outside of the finger. And as I breathe out, I'll go into the inner side. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale again and exhale. If you want, you can close the eyes as you're going through different fingers one at a time. Inhaling and exhaling, following your own breath. Okay, well, I'm cueing, but do your own one. You don't have to force it. And when you're finished with one hand, you can go into the other one. I find this is a fantastic technique that if I'm having problems to fall asleep at night, I'll just do it. And my mind is concentrating on the breathing, on the movement. So there's no space for other thoughts to come into my mind. So it's a really nice way of relaxing the mind and connecting with the body, because we are following the movements from one finger to the next. You have finished both hands. I invite you to do it one more time. And this time, maybe placing the hands on your lap so it's more comfortable. Sit back, relax on the chair as you are inhaling and exhaling. Following your breath, following the movement from one finger to the next. When you finish with one hand, move to the other. When you're finished both hands, place your hands on your lap. I'm going to take you on a trip. We're going to imagine this evening that we are traveling to a beautiful beach where you are at the top of a wooden staircase. And we're going to be going down one step at a time. Imagine you're often arriving to this beautiful beach. You can feel the breeze in your face, the heat in your body. And don't worry, you got plenty of sun cream, so you're protected. As you're going down each step, you can see the sea, the beach in front of you. You can see the waves crashing on the shore. You can see the birds, seagulls on top of you maybe. You can hear the noises that they are making. As you are coming towards the end of the staircase, your feet notice the sand, the white sandy beach. You notice a bit warm, and you like to start walking towards the water. With each step, you are enjoying the view, the breeze on your face, the sound of the waves as you are approaching them. You're getting closer and closer, and you bring your feet into the water. Notice the water, how cold it is, how warm, how it feels in the feet. And you look the sky blue, how the colors on the horizon in front of you. You start walking by the side of the water. As you see, there is a lot of people at the end laughing and joking. They are splashing the water. You're feeling relaxed. You're feeling happy to be there. Enjoying that walk. Enjoying the water, the waves crashing into your ankles, noticing the stones as you are walking maybe, the sounds around you. And you notice there is a chair, an umbrella, and a drink waiting for you. You start walking towards it. It's a fresh juice. The color is very vibrant. So you decide to sit down on the chair and taking a sip from the drink. Noticing how nice it is, your lips, and sitting on the chair comfortably, you relax. You let go of any tension that it has been held on your body. Your shoulders are relaxed, and you are enjoying the view. The sea in front of you, the sun shining, no clouds. It's a warm day, but not too hot. And you are really enjoying being there in the present moment. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. When I count to 5, we're going to come back to the room. I'll start counting 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep inhale. And have a one last look at the beach, that beautiful place. And take with you the feeling of relaxation that you achieved when you were there. Very gently, start opening your eyes and come back to the present moment, to the here and the now. Well, Catherine, I think with that beach visualization that we did, I think we leave everybody very relaxed, hopefully, and ready to have a really good night of sleep today.
I am certainly very relaxed. I've been sitting here with my feet in the water and my eyes closed. Thank you, Sarah.
Well, anytime you want, you know where to go now. It's
Yep.
easy one.
Definitely. I'm glad this was being recorded. I'm just going to check the chat. I don't think anyone has any questions. Some of us might be snoozing after that session as well, but yeah, thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your yoga and your mindfulness. I think it's really beneficial to people, and as Pinky was saying, you know, these kind of techniques and these practices can have a really good impact on people's kind of physical and mental well-being as well. We have a few comments in the chat there. A lot of people just saying thanks very much for the session. Excellent and most enjoyable session. Certainly learned a lot.
It was very mellow, okay, because it was the end of the day. If it had been first thing in the morning, I would have had you more active.
I think at this time of night, I think it's nice to have kept it mellow for everyone. Yeah, lots of lovely comments on that. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We are just going to share a little bit about what supports we have at Leukaemia Care. I know, Sarah, you might need to drop off now, and Pinky, if you need to drop off, that's absolutely fine. But thank you for joining us. I also would just like to say, I know someone had questions in the chat earlier. Pinky will send us her notes from her presentation that she spoke about earlier, and we have some website links and resources from all the speakers tonight that we will send out in an email afterwards. So I'm just going to share my screen now. We'll just talk you through ways that Leukaemia Care can support you. And if you do have any questions, as I said, please feel free to use the chat box, or you can follow up by emailing myself or calling our helpline as well. Hopefully everyone can see that okay. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. So how can we help you at Leukaemia Care? We have lots of different information sources. So our webinars, similar to this that we've been running tonight, our webinars are recorded and they go up on our YouTube channel afterwards. You can find our historical webinars on our YouTube channel, covering things like latest updates in specific disease types. We have lots of different webinars from over various years. We also have newsletters and our Leukemia Matters magazine that you can sign up to. You can sign up to that on our website, or if you're interested, you can send me an email. We also have podcasts, our social media, so we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram accounts that we post regular updates, and our website is our hub for accessing any of our supports as well. Support services that we have available at Leukaemia Care. So you can call our helpline. That is available Monday to Friday. Our helpline is available here. My slide just skipped there. We also have virtual support groups. We also run some face-to-face support groups that we call local support groups. You can find out about local support groups to you on our website, and you can also find out about our virtual support groups there as well. We have welfare advice if you're looking for support with things like benefits or blue badges, and our advocacy to support team can help you with any problems that you might be having, or second opinions in care, travel insurance advice. Our online forums, Facebook groups, and our buddy scheme are some other supports that we have. Our counselling fund is available to anybody affected by a leukemia, MPN or MDS diagnosis. That covers up to 6 sessions with a registered counsellor. This is our helpline number here. I'll leave that up for a second, but as I said, you can access that number on our website as well. Alternatively, you can email support@leukemiacare.org.uk. We've got a number of information booklets that are available on our website. You can order them through our online shop. We have booklets on every kind of type of leukemia. We also have ones on MPNs and MDS diagnosis and other things such as common side effects as well. Our buddy scheme is available for you to talk to someone that might have the same diagnosis as you, or if you're looking to help other people, you can sign up to be one of our buddies as well. Community fundraising, there's lots of ways you can get involved. You don't have to run the marathon or do a skydive. You can host a cake sale at work or stream a game online. There's lots of ideas to get involved. If you'd like to find out any more ideas, you can find information on fundraising on our website, or you can email our fundraising team as well. This is just links to our social media as well. You'll find information on that in our follow-up email too. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. And thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And thanks especially to our speakers that have joined us. I think it's been a nice way to end with a little bit of mindfulness. As I said, this has been recorded tonight, so you should be able to access this on our YouTube channel afterwards. If you do have any questions, I will have a look in the chat. If you have specific questions for any of our speakers, I will get in touch with them and I can get back to you. I can see someone has put in a question for Marguerite. I will pass that on to her and get back to you there. As I said, we'll also send you some follow-up information with links to websites and links to any kind of supports in your area. And you can feel free to reply to our email with any feedback, or you can email me directly. Thanks for joining everyone, and hopefully everyone has quite a nice peaceful sleep after tonight's relaxing session.